everybody, I'm Jackie K. Cooper, and my entertainment rundown for today is a review of the movie Tulsa. Now, this is kind of opening around the country and around the world slowly, so it may not be in your area yet, but it may be. It's been in my area for over 2 weeks now, and just now I'm getting to see it. This is a faith-based film based on true events, but what I think that means is they took true events and then wrote a fictional story around those events, because at the very end it says all characters in this film are fictitious, etc. But it starts off, it's the story of a little girl. She's 9 years old. She's been in foster care with a little boy who's her foster brother. And at the start of the film, the foster parent has been abusive to them. She calls 911. The police come, take the foster mother away, and the system takes the children back into the system per se. And the little girls, they find a place to put the little boy for a while, and the little girl, they said, we've got to find a place for you, and she said, I'll go live with my father. And the social worker says, your father? And she said, yes. She said, do you know who your father is? And she said, well, this is my mama's Bible, and this picture was always in her Bible, and it's a picture of the woman with this man, and the social worker knows him. She said, okay. And she said, you're sure this is your father? And she said, yes, this picture shows it. So the social worker tracks down this guy who's got an alcohol problem, drug problem. He's been a Marine. He's kind of got PTSD, but the little girl, they introduce him to the little girl, and he agrees to give it a try while they, run tests on the background and everything else. Now, this little girl, who is played by an actress I've never seen before named Livy Birch, she just grabs your heartstrings from the very first moment. She's one of these precocious children, who just moves in and takes over and takes care of him, and tries to make him a better person. She's a child of faith. She tries to get him to go to church. The man is played by Scott Pryor. The social worker is played by Nicole Marie Johnson. And then, of course, there's a preacher involved, too. And he is played, Arnett. I cannot think of his first name. But he was in one of the Kendricks brothers films. John Schneider from The Dukes of Hazzard is also in this movie. The movie is preachy in a lot of ways with its religious message, but the story of this man and this little girl and how she affects his life and how he affects her, I'm telling you, it got to me. And if you can watch this movie without feeling some sense of overpowering emotion, then you are a better person than I am. I don't mean that it's maudlin in any way. It just appeals to your emotions, and you get so caught up in this story and so wrapped around, this relationship between the man and the little girl. His name is Tommy. She calls him Tommy instead of Daddy or whatever. She's and her name is Tulsa. So they're just a great pairing on screen, and then all the other characters who provide supporting cast are great. John Schneider comes in just for a very brief role at the very end of the movie, and he just adds to it. He just lifts the movie up by his performance. It's just a good, entertaining movie. It's rated PG-13 for mild profanity, and then there is cigarette smoking. The rating system has really gotten down on anybody who smokes cigarettes. And so they base the rating on how many times it shows a person smoking in the film. But I scored the movie 7 out of 10. I mean, it just went to that place in my heart that just, cried out for this type of movie. It was just the perfect movie at the perfect time. And like I say, it does have a strong Christian message that they do. It does get a little bit preachy with this message. That may be a plus for some of you. It may be a negative for some of you. But for me, it was just part of the whole story that was being told. So that's what Tulsa is all about. So reach down there, hit the subscriber button. We want to offer you, information about a variety of movies, and that's what we're trying to do when we cover all of these. But for today, this has been Jackie K. Cooper's Entertainment Rundown with a review of the movie Tulsa.